Hi, it's a lipstick gal. Thanks so much for watching today. Let's do a purchase or pass. There is so much new stuff. I'm surprised at how much new stuff there is. Now, I'm not going to talk about everything. We'd be here forever. I'm only talking about the things that either make me go like, ooh, or that make me go like, ooh. Who asked for this? Okay, just keep that in mind. These are my personal preferences or my strong reactions one way or another. I will link below both websites. I guess there are Instagram accounts that I use. I use Trend Mood 1 as well as Makeup on Your Radar 2 to see what's new and what's out there. Looks like Tower 28 has a new talc-free pressed setting powder. It's called Get Set Blur, and it's supposed to be good for sensitive skin. It's supposed to smooth, blur, and make your base transfer proof and sweat proof. It's like, whoa. And I always think of Tower 28 makeup as being, really glowy. Like, is it the Dream Beam, as well as their cheek products, the highlight, the blush, the bronzer, that are all really emollient. They have a lot of really emollient things. So I kind of get the feeling that Tower 28 is going in a different way. And it says it has kaolin clay, squalane, hydrophobic silica that's supposed to improve sweat resistance and make the skin look more elastic. And the kaolin clay is supposed to control shine. It's a gentler alternative to setting spray. And I was like, oh, interesting. But I wonder if it's going to make you look powdery. I wonder if it's going to make you look dry or even feel dry. Because even if it looks good on the skin, but you're still kind of like, oh, it's tight. I don't like that feeling. So this will be interesting to see. This is not an immediate purchase for me, even though it's not terribly expensive. It's $28. Looks like it's currently on the Sephora website, and it officially drops on the 13th. And I think this video is going up on the 13th. All right, here's one that I am a little bit interested in. This is the iconic London Velvet Blur Translucent Setting Powder. All right, I've been buying a lot of powder recently. I got the one from Rare. I got the one from Tarte. I got the new one from RMS. I got the one from Natasha Denona. I've been buying a lot of powder. And this one is interesting. It's a light reflecting loose setting powder that has a velvet matte airbrush finish. Now, okay, if it has a velvet matte finish, how is it light reflecting? Light reflecting and velvet matte. I'm not sure that makes sense to me. It says, and then it says the finish is natural. Oh, I'm so confused. But I love a loose powder. And this one has hyaluronic acid spheres to help retain moisture, visibly smooth your lines. It also has refined silica powders to create a sheer veil for a mattified blurred finish with natural luminosity. So we're getting that from the silica. And then it has mango seed butter and vitamin E that helps to protect the skin from aggressors with antioxidant properties. So this is supposed to mattify your skin without drying, creasing, or caking. Also currently on the Sephora website. This one is a little bit more appealing to me. It's $29. I don't know. I don't know. The images look pretty interesting. I feel like the models look really beautiful. I love me a loose powder. I don't need any new powder right now, but apparently I've been kind of like in a powder season. Like, it's time to try all the powders. This one does look interesting to me. Okay, another powder. Dude, is it like, has blush become like the non-thing and now it's all powders? Or am I only saving powders to my list of will I buy it or not? Because it's what I'm interested in. I don't know. This one is new from Prada. It's $90, but the refill is only $60. So if you get the packaging, it's a lot. But then it's only $60 for the refill. So it's a weightless reset balancing powder that delivers instant mattified soft focus as it controls your shine all day. That's all that I have here. That's all that it says, but it's green. Now, a lot of people would be like, I don't want to look like Kermit the Frog. And I think that this is, it's listed as translucent, but I think even if there's that fine little layer of green powder, it's going to do some really beautiful things in a color correcting to take down overall redness or additional rosiness. And I don't know that it's really going to look green on the skin. I suppose if you packed it on, it might, but I feel like it's supposed to be a translucent setting powder, but there will be that little bit of green. And I think that might be interesting. And I think it's the green as well as the Prada that's pulling in. I will admit to loving the Prada lipsticks. I really like the Prada foundation. I haven't tried any of the eyeshadows because those shades, It's like there's always one thing that makes me go like, I'm not going to use that, and I don't want to spend Prada prices for something I know I'm not going to use. But this looks interesting to me, and $90 is a lot. I know that, but I'm very curious to see if performance is the same. I'm not saying I'm going to buy it, but it definitely has me interested. YSL has their holiday. They might come out with more holiday stuff, but their holiday releases are already listed. And this is called their Gold Winter Blossom Holiday Collection. They've got an eye quad that looks really pretty, but it's very yellow. And all I can think of is, man, I've got those shades probably a dozen times over in my collection, in singles and other palettes. The Natasha Golden palette, like I'm thinking about that. It looks like they've got a beautiful eyeliner in here that's gold. The lip products look really interesting to me because they have their new Love Shine, but these Love Shine are packed with luminous sparkling pearls. I don't know. Part of me is like, is it sparkly in a good way or is it sparkly in a glittery 80s way? I don't want a frosted lip, but a little bit of shine. I don't know. What are we talking here? That looks interesting to me. It looks like there's also a YSL. I don't know if these are going to be like little mini lipsticks of their Pure Rouge Couture lipsticks, but there's a red, a couple of neutrals, and a pink that look like they come in a YSL clutch of some sort. It's probably more makeup baggy than actual handbag, but you know, and of course, some fragrance, some holiday scents that have lipstick and fragrance or lipstick and mascara. And then they do happen to have their YSL Advent calendar. Man, I don't know. I feel like the Advent calendar might just be a bunch of minis. And for whatever price it's going to be, because it's YSL, that's definitely a no for me. But as I'm looking at these, it's those Love Shines that have me interested. And potentially one of the sets, because there looks like there's Love Shines in a duo pack for the holidays. There's a Touche Éclat as well as a lipstick, their Rouge Pure Couture in a holiday set. And then that set of lipsticks, and I'm curious as to whether they're full size or minis because I like that formula. That's really interesting. When I saw this, I was like, I don't care how good the inside is, who's gonna deal with this? All right, this is the new City Space Cowboy Star Palette from Urban Decay. And it looks like it has Space Cowboy Rides Again, Endless Party, A-List Energy, VIP Only, No Sleep Club, and Vibing. And I'm wondering if these, no, some of them are mattes. I wonder if Cowboy Rides Again is the only like Moondust, or if there are a couple of Moondust shades in here, but there are a couple of mattes, and it looks like what could be a couple of metallics. I just don't know. But what really worries me is that the lid is completely removable. And I could just see that in my makeup collection, the lid somehow, if it's magnetized or whether it just kind of fits on like the top of a box or something, if it comes off, the inside of those eyeshadows getting gouged out just because it's sitting in my collection, I would not like that. The other thing is, how hard is it to store? And I know that like it shouldn't matter, but for pity's sake, a star? Really? And I don't know if this is part of their like holiday collection, because last year they did Moondust palettes in quads and I really like 4 shades together. That was fantastic, but I don't know about this. This has me worried. These are already out and I saw these at Ulta the other day. These are the suede powder blushes from Fenty. You know, when I was looking at the shades, I liked their cream formula better. I feel like that was really lovely, and I have a couple of those, maybe just one, but it's really lovely. And when I looked at these shades, I wasn't sure how these shades were going to translate as well. I don't need any more blush, but these also aren't calling to me. They're not pulling me in. Now, if you've tried these and these are amazing, which one do you like? Which ones do you have? Why do you recommend them? Because this doesn't really have anything compelling, because some of them look so sparkly, like halfway between like 3/4 highlight, 1/4 blush. Some of them look like half and half highlight blush. Some of them look like 3/4 blush, 1/4 highlight. I don't know. They don't look like they have the same level of shine in each shade. That worries me. And I'm not necessarily sure that this is for me. Looks like Lady Gaga is coming out with a black liquid liner. This is the House Labs Clear Cut Liquid Eyeliner. It took them more than 2 years and so many samples to get the perfect version. And it turns out that there's a lot going on with this. Man. And I'm very curious to see how this works. It's supposed to be the blackest pigment, have a true matte finish, wear all day long, be waterproof, transfer proof, and sweat and humidity proof. That's always what gets me, because I have a very leaky, my left eye is forever leaking, and I'm always cleaning up any either mascara or liner that hits right here, and it kind of puddles and collects, and I'll have like a little collection of like whatever color of liner that I'm wearing, maybe sometimes even some mascara, which is why I love it tubing. But I'm always kind of like doing this to my eye. And there are other liners out there that are waterproof. I just don't always love them. I want a brush tip liner. This is a brush tip. And I think I heard on Beautiful and Bothered podcast that there's more than 300 vegan hairs making this brush. So each one of these liners has like a really precise vegan brush on the end so that all of the black liquid, pulls through. And if you want something that's super matte, that's what this is delivering. So this looks really, really interesting. It's coming on the 24th of August, and boy, that has my interest peaked. Looks like NYX is coming out with new Epic Ink waterproof eyeliner shades. Looks like they've got some browns from like an espresso brown up to more of like a chocolatey brown. They have something that looks more like maybe like a beige. The last shade is kind of giving butter yellow, but I'm sure it's not butter yellow. So we have the black, we've got 3 browns, kind of like a beigey shade, and probably even a more beigey shade. I don't know, the lightest shade in there. These look interesting. I don't know, I think I'm more likely to go for the House Labs liquid liner over these guys, because I've tried this Epic Ink before and it was okay, it just wasn't fabulous. And when it talks about being waterproof, smudge proof, pigmented, it could not stand up to my leaky left eye. So I was like, I don't care that I'm paying more for non-drugstore things as long as they last. And this formula didn't work for me. When I saw this, I was like, who asked for this? This is the new eyeshadow palette from Charlotte Tilbury. It's called Pillow Talk Love Eye Effect. Okay, I know we're all done with Pillow Talk. Apparently Charlotte isn't, because the brand keeps pushing out more and more of these. And I'm sure it's the brand and not Charlotte herself. But the truth is, it looks like stuff we already have, with the exception of like that gray shade in the middle. Would you get a pretty look out of this? Probably. I've had palettes from Charlotte Tilbury in the past that have had burgundies, even pinks, and some of these really pretty neutral in-between shades. Like that bottom row looks really lovely to me, as does the top row. It's the gray and the burgundy that, for me, as someone who has, really fair skin, I need more desaturated tones. Those would probably be the ones I wouldn't reach for as much. But the truth is, I don't need this. And if this is one of their holiday releases, I don't know that it looks so exciting that I have to have it or that I would recommend it. It's been a long time since I've picked up a Charlotte Tilbury product for eyes. I mean, I like the crayons that she has. Those are nice. I like the little cream pots. Those are nice. But this, I don't know. So Patrick Ta is coming out with an actual liquid foundation. Do you remember his foundation that was like a cream and it had a powder, and it was like one of his big compacts that had like the cream foundation and the powder to set? Ew. I got one of those and I didn't like it. I should have returned it and I didn't. But we have the Major Skin Hydrolux Luminizing Skin Perfecting Foundation. So it's probably going to be really glassy. It's probably going to be really glowy. It doesn't say when it's coming or how much it's going to cost. I'm assuming probably mid-50s, maybe like 56, maybe even 58. But it looks really interesting. And the older I get, the more dehydrated my skin gets. And something like this sounds really pretty. I'd be interested to see what it's like. When I saw this, I just loved it. Okay, so Dolly Parton is creating Dolly Beauty. And the first thing she's coming out with is 4 lipsticks that are rhinestoned. I'm like, could I love this anymore? I love Dolly Parton. I grew up watching a lot of Dolly Parton movies. So I know the songs that were in the movies, but I've never been like one to just know all of the songs. So I'm not like I guess you would say I'm not a true fan, but I love Dolly. I love what, her joyfulness, her kindness, her unabashed love of glamour, her nails, her makeup, her hair, the way she dresses. She just is authentically herself, and I love that. And who would expect anything different than a rhinestone lipstick from Dolly Parton? So I'm going to pick up at least one. But they're named after her songs, and they're only $20. So we have Jolene Red, Honey Plum, Rosebud, and Birthday Suit. I'll probably pick up everything but and I don't know if it's like a peach or whether it's really a nude, because it looks like there's a berry shade in here, kind of like a mauvey pink, and then a really peachy shade. And it's that one that has me worried, but I don't know whether that's just what it looks like in the picture or whether it's officially like a nude. I don't know. That might be the only one I'd be like, no, thank you. But we'll have to try them, if nothing else, just for science. So Nars has these new refillable explicit lipsticks. I've been wanting to try these, but they don't have them at my local Ulta. And I don't know, are these like a Sephora exclusive? My local Sephora is not really that local. It's more than an hour away. And I really want to see the shades. I was looking on the Sephora app, and there are only 18 shades on the Sephora app. And I think there's like 30 or more on the Nars website. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? I want to see all the shades. I want to be able to sample them all. I want to know what there is. But these look beautiful. It looks like these are kind of like the replacement to the Audacious lipsticks, which the formula was beautiful. I don't know why they got rid of it. I don't know. But I'm really curious to see what these are like. I'm probably going to pick one up, but the shades really aren't that exciting. I mean, I could always pick up a red, and I love a red lipstick, but I have so much red. I don't want to default to red. And I've heard that some of the nude tones pull really warm. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. Something else that I'm really curious about, this one from Charlotte Tilbury is like, yes, give us this. This is the new Exaggerize Volume Mascara. Smudge proof, flake proof, clump proof, humidity proof, longer wear formulated mascara. It has bigger, thicker, longer lashes and has a lash vinyl black wrap tech. So are they trying to tell us it's like if it's wrapping your lashes, is it a tubing mascara, but we don't want to say tubing? That's interesting. It's supposed to give root to tip volume and curl. And it's, inspired by like the elegance of Art Deco. Okay, so I do really like the component itself. That's beautiful. But for me, it's all these things that's promising. And those of us with wimpy lashes are always looking for the best possible outcome without having to resort to putting on falsies, because I'm not good at that. It's not a skill I have. I suppose if I tried and I did it more and more and more, I'd look like a cuckoo person until I finally figured it out. But I'll take the mascara, thank you. This looks interesting. I could see myself picking this up. And of course, everyone's already talking about it and you're seeing it everywhere, but the Naked palette is back, the original Naked palette. This is one of those where I feel like it really caught the attention of so many of us when it first came out. And those first like 5-6 years afterwards, like it was everywhere. Everyone loved it. I feel like for me, because I had it, but I decluttered it. I got rid of it. And I don't really feel like Urban Decay. I feel like other brands are making formulas that I love and admire as much as I used to love and admire Urban Decay's quality eyeshadows. And I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that they don't have a death grip on me the way that they used to. Like 12, 15 years ago, all I wanted was Urban Decay for eyeshadows. And now, not as much. So I'm glad it's back for those who wanted it. I wish they had kind of maybe revamped it, improved the formula, put more than, I think there's only 2 mattes in there. Wouldn't we have liked a few more mattes this time around? But then it wouldn't be the original. So if you're excited this is back, hooray, it's definitely not for me. I've been looking at the new foundations and the bronzers from Dior, the stick foundations. They have their contour sculpting and bronzing face sticks. And then there is also a stick foundation. These look interesting. They're $47. And I'm very curious to see what these are like. I don't have to have it right now. I feel like I've been buying a lot of base products recently, so I can probably sit and wait for a minute, but those are interesting. If you've tried them, let me know. And last thing here is the new Boy Brow Arch from Glossier. It's a pomade pencil with a 2-in-1 custom tip to shape and define brows with hair-like flicks and a flatter wide edge to fill in sparse areas seamlessly. This looks really interesting to me. I'm always looking for a new fun brow pencil. I might pick one of these up. I'm not rushing out to get it right now though, but that definitely has caught my interest. I would love to know what products are pulling you in. Which ones are the ones where you're like, oh my goodness, I needs must have. I want to know what that is. Or ones that you've tried because you were excited, you saw the hype online and then you're like, well, just okay. Or if you're just like staying away from all the newness, give me some pointers because your girl needs to be on a low buy, if not a no buy. But we're moving into holiday season. I don't see how that's humanly possible. I should try harder. Hey, thank you so much for watching today. Have a fantastic day and I'll see you again soon. Bye.